Going over to the business blunder of the day of Ford recalling another million vehicles as the recall seemed to mount left and right. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Motor1.com, specifically Alan Anthony, who's a writer over there. And you can see the Ford Bronco, and I was about to say all of its glory. And that's a joke since they've had, what was it, like 15 recalls for that one vehicle alone? It's somehow still on the road and somehow operational. I suppose we should be impressed by that. Now, they say, quote, Ford recalls another 1 million vehicles. All stems from issue from a backup camera. Dang it. Thanks, Obama. I'm actually only partially kidding. He was the one who pushed through the order that forced all manufacturers to have a rear-facing camera in the United States. Which, you could argue is good intentions, but also increase the price of vehicles or the cost of goods sold for everyone, which is especially bad for people who are low income. But I partially digress. Now, they say, quote, another week, another massive Ford recall. This time, the company is recalling just over 1 million vehicles in the U.S. due to an issue with the backup camera. The center infotainment screen may display a frozen image followed by a black screen when in reverse, thereby increasing the risk of a crash. Yes, that is true. The recall affects a large range of Ford Motor Company models from both the Ford and Lincoln brands. The affected vehicles are, geez Louise, pretty much everyone. The Ford Bronco, the Ford Edge, the Ford Escape, the Ford Expedition, the Ford F-150, Ford F-150, which is how I always hear it inside my head, the Ford Mustang, the real Mustang, the Ford Mustang E-Mach, or Mach-E, the bastardized one, the Ford Ranger, the Ford Super Duty, the Ford Transit, the Lincoln Corsair, not the computer company, though, be a cool collab, wasn't it? Then you also have the Lincoln MKX and the Lincoln Navigator. So pretty much everything they make. Now they say, quote, more than half the cars being recalled are the F-150 pickups, which account for 527,371 recalled vehicles, which is not great because, again, Ford make a lot of things, not many things well, but one of the most profitable and important things they make are trucks. That's pretty much what the company's become when they started to, a couple years ago, they killed all the cars, except the good Mustang. It's the most profitable, important vehicle. That is you. That's the brand of Ford. It's the face of Ford's F-150. Even that is being recalled, which is ridiculous. They also note that the Ford Edge, the automaker no longer produces, but it did account for 157,506 of the 1 million vehicles, followed by the 136,938 Transit vans and the 104,394 Bronco SUVs. Here you can see another picture of the Ford Bronco, which does look pretty cool off-road. I do appreciate it's a one SUV in North America, I believe, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, they can buy with the option of having a stick shift, which is all too rare these days. So I appreciate for that. They know that according to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, Part 373 of the Safety Recall Report, the cause for the problem is due to, quote, improper operational sequencing within the wireless communication system subsystem of the end of the sync software. Fancy. Ford began investigating the issue earlier this year and was able to isolate the specific versions to Sync 4 Software Accessory Protocol Interface Module, or the APIM. Now, they also know that the Ford Motor Company vehicles with over-the-air capability can receive over-the-air updates. Owners can update the feature to have their vehicle taken to a dealer where the service technician will perform a software update. Fix will update the ATM software to 2.0 or above. Ford said it is aware of one allegation of a minor crash related to the issue. However, it is unaware of any injuries related to the backup camera. Owners should receive a notification of the recall mid-June, or just tune into the show where we usually cover the recalls weeks or months before they actually mailed out. They say that, quote, until then, the car still has mirrors. Which, yes, that's true, but still doesn't help with that blind spot that a lot of people cry about and that they need the camera for, which I would argue the rear view camera is a luxury, not a necessity, but in the United States, because of the law, it is legally needed. So Ford has yet another recall, and we'll see how quick of a way this is to update the vehicle when you go to the dealership, get it fixed. But yeah, Ford leading the world in recalls yet again. Ford, I gotta say, you are certainly still the business blunder of the day. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.